What's up, everyone? This is Xavier, your host, and welcome to the 210 Stockyard. So, if you guys didn't know, the XFL is actually about to start its third inaugural season. It's actually slated to take place 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, so that's Saturday, February the 18th of 2023 is when the season's going to start. And it will be a pro-style league. We're going to have players from the NFL, players that were in the USFL, the AAF, college, and even the CFL, the Canadian Pro Football League. So I kind of would compare the XFL to the NBA's G League. It's going to be more of a developmental league, just another stop for some players that may need just a little more development or maybe had a previous injury and now they're attempting to get back to pro football shape and form. So let me give you a quick history on the XFL. It actually started in 1999 by this guy right here, Vince McMahon, and the actual first season didn't take place until 2001, and that also happens to be when it ended. It made it through one full season, and the championship game was between the LA Extreme, and they defeated the San Francisco Demons. Um, Now, the cool thing that most people don't know about the XFL is they actually gave us the technology for the Skycam and the mic'd up, I guess, sessions that the NFL now uses. So if you guys enjoy Skycam and when players are mic'd up, you can actually thank the XFL for that. So if you didn't know about Vince McMahon, he's the guy that started wrestling, or actually, I guess I should say popularized wrestling. He brought us the WWE. I mean, I remember it back when it was the WWF with like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, and even before them, it's been around for a while. But you can thank Vince McMahon for making wrestling as popular as it is today. Now, for the XFL, they did try a second season in 2020, but of course, the dreaded COVID hit. It forced them to suspend the attempted second season. And, without fans and without games being played or revenue being generated, they just couldn't support the league, so they actually had to file for bankruptcy. And then it got sold to none other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yeah, so from one, wrestling, I guess, superstar, superpower to the other, the XFL's traded hands. So The Rock purchased it pretty cheap, I might add. I don't remember the full details, but I do know it was a pretty good deal. But it's actually The Rock and his ex-wife that co-own the XFL. So it's kind of an interesting situation there, but I don't know. He doesn't seem too bothered by it. And besides, he is still the face of the XFL. He is still the front man. And again, so we can thank him for resurrecting it and bringing it back to us. Now, like the previous seasons, the XFL is going to have a total of 8 teams divided into two, I guess, divisions. It's basically East versus West. The only two cities that kept teams were Orlando and Las Vegas. So previously they were the Orlando Rage, and now they're going to be the Orlando Guardians. Vegas was the Las Vegas Outlaws. Now they're just the Vegas Vipers. So the teams that were added were the Arlington Renegades, the DC Defenders, the Houston Roughnecks, the St. Louis Battlehawks, the Seattle Sea Dragons, and of course, my San Antonio Brahmas. So let's get into that. Now, this is the official logo that was released. I really don't know how I feel about it. I'm not into tribal. If you've got tribal tattoos or artwork, nothing against you. It's just not my thing. Definitely, you guys, let me know what you think about this logo. What would you change? What would you add? I kind of think he needs eyes, or I don't know, like dots for eyeballs or something. Not too sure how I feel about the equal sign in his forehead. But in fact, if you guys follow the Brahmas official like social media, like on Instagram, they actually give an explanation as to why they chose the logo to look the way it looks. So I guess in an upcoming video, I'll actually go into detail more about that and kind of break down the logo and why it looks that way. Now, before we go any further, I have to address this because this is the first question anybody asks me when I tell them about my channel or, about the XFL and the Brahmas, and I show them our logo. And I always get asked, what is that? What's a Brahma? And honestly, not even what's a Brahma, but if you go back to the logo, not everyone can make that out. I mean, you could probably guess that it's some type of cattle or steer by the horns on the side. It does kind of represent or resemble the Longhorn logo from UT, the college team. But again, we're the Brahmas, so I get asked more than often, what is that? So just to answer that question, this is a Brahma. Okay, so it's obviously a type of cattle or steer, like a bull or a Longhorn, but it doesn't have the same type of horns. The distinguishing features about a Brahma, if you didn't already notice, are going to be the hump right above its shoulders, and that hanging skin. It's actually called dewlap. So you can see that dewlap hanging from under his chin, and it goes pretty much all the way down to his knees. Those are the distinguishing features of a Brahma bull. Yeah, and I guess it kind of fits with San Antonio. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is the Alamo Dome, and this is going to be home to the Brahmas. We don't have a nickname, obviously, for it yet, so I'm actually kind of curious of what nickname the city's going to come up with for the Alamo Dome. Now, the name of the channel, again, is called the 210 Stockyard, so it'd be kind of cool if we ended up calling the Alamo Dome the Stockyard as well. I wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, so the dome itself, I guess just to give you guys some stats on it real quick, it does seat up to 64,000 people for a football game. But when we had the Commanders here, I know this picture shows it at 29,000 in attendance, but we actually averaged about a little over 30,000 in attendance per game. And I got to tell you, man, the crowd here gets crazy. Now, this picture doesn't do it any justice. This is actually pregame. I did have the pleasure of going to two games. And man, I got to tell you, like, we had a blast. The city of San Antonio loves football. We love to drink. We love to get rowdy. I guess that's why the UTSA Roadrunners nicknamed their mascot Rowdy, because it's just a kind of a reflection of the city of San Antonio itself. So yeah, if you never got a chance to go to a game, you kind of missed out. But don't worry, you'll get a chance to make up for it once the XFL and the Brahmas are here. But yeah, no, we did a pretty good job of filling seats, for a first year unknown league, an unknown team with virtually unknown players. The city of San Antonio showed out. We showed a lot of love to our football team. We love our football here. I think that's kind of why Hines Ward, the coach, by the way, of the Brahmas, decided or selected San Antonio to be his city, because I saw in an interview where he came to a game, to a Commanders game, and he saw the crowd, he saw how hyped up we were, and he just couldn't pass it up. So actually, we can kind of thank Hines Ward for San Antonio getting a team for the XFL. Now, the Dome also, by the way, of course, is home to our UTSA Roadrunners that I just mentioned. This is our college team here that's actually doing really, really good. In fact, they just completed a back-to-back season. They're conference champs now, so those are back-to-back conference champ seasons. So congratulations to the UTSA Roadrunners. Last year we put some players in the NFL, and it looks like we're going to put a few more this year. So those guys are on track, and they're doing great things. So super excited about football here in San Antonio. Again, UTSA is up and coming, and we've got the Brahmas coming in. Super duper excited for all of that. Now, this is why you guys selected this video. This is why you clicked on it. This is why we're all here. We're to talk about the draft, and more specifically, the quarterback selection. Now, the XFL draft, by the way, was kind of private. There wasn't a whole lot of information that was readily available to see. And, I don't know if it's because it's private or just because it's still in its infancy, if you will. That they don't have a lot of media or press coverage as of yet. I don't know. Somebody needs to get on that marketing team. I don't know. Maybe I'll give them a call. But yeah, the draft itself was pretty private. There wasn't a whole lot of information known other than the dates. And the format was actually different. So they didn't do your typical where you go round by round and you select a player regardless of their skill position. You can pick offense or defense. The way the XFL draft worked was they first had the quarterback selection event. So in this, they had 15 quarterbacks available to choose from. Now, they did, of course, host a combine where they invited multiple players and more players for each skill group or position. But these are the 15 that made it. And the way it worked was each team got to select two quarterbacks, with the exception of Washington. The DC Defenders opted to only select one quarterback, and they're going to wait for the supplemental draft in January. That draft, by the way, is going to be more standard, where they do go round by round, and you can select a player regardless of skill set. But again, getting back to the quarterback selection, each team got two. Washington only got one, and the Brahmas ended up with Anthony Russo out of Michigan State/Temple, and Jawon out of Prairie View A&M/Louisville. So surprisingly, these two on paper kind of have the same build, depending on where you look at where you're searching for their information. They're going to be listed at either 6'4" or 6'5", and either at between 230 pounds to 240 pounds. So these are both big guys. I've seen some footage, and I'm going to break it down here for you in a bit. They're both pretty good, although I will say Jawon may have more of a skill set because he is a dual threat quarterback. He can actually make plays happen on his feet rather than just his arm, to whereas Russo, to me, seemed more like a pocket passer. But you know what? Let's go ahead and look at the footage, and we'll go ahead and break them both down. So with our first selection, the Brahmas selected Jawon out of Columbus, Georgia. He was actually ranked the number 10 quarterback in the nation his senior year in high school, and he did compete in the Elite 11. He was also heavily recruited by Nick Saban at Alabama, but he did ultimately choose to go to Louisville. I mean, I guess I can't blame him. Louisville had just produced Teddy Bridgewater, and then you had Lamar Jackson, so I guess he just decided to stick with Louisville. I mean, also he's a dual threat quarterback, so I mean, Teddy Bridge was dual threat, Lamar's obviously dual threat, so why not go there and learn. He did redshirt his freshman year in 2016. He was a backup in 2017. Then in 2019, he actually had his first full season. In 2018, he had his first full season where he did play 11 games, and he started 9 of those 11 games. And in that year, his pass completion was at 54%. Now, in 2019, his senior year, he only got to play in 2 games because he did suffer a toe injury. It's listed as a foot injury, but actually it was his toe. I believe it was against Notre Dame, but he only got to play in 2 games, and then he required surgery on his foot or his toe. And so it took him out for most of the season, and by the time he came back, he had already lost the starting job to Malik Cunningham, and he pretty much wasn't going to get it back unless Cunningham got injured. So, needless to say, he transferred to Prairie View A&M, started for them. He only played 1 season with them. Now, the crazy thing about Jawon stats, so his career stats were a total, in yards, by the way, I'm just speaking about yards. So his career passing yards are at 5,171 yards. Now, he was at Louisville for 4 years, and granted, he didn't play his first year. He only played a couple games, 2 out of the remaining 3 years, and only 1 full year. So in Louisville, those 4 collected years, he passed for 2,545 yards. Now, for me, the amazing thing is that at Prairie View, his 1 year at Prairie View, he eclipsed his 4 years at Louisville, and he passed for 2,626 yards at Prairie View. So let's go ahead and check out some of his tape, some of his highlights. Let's go ahead and break them down. All right, let's check out some plays. Boom. Oh, man, he knew he was taking that hit. He stayed in the pocket, delivered the pass, got to the receiver, stayed calm. I like that, didn't get rattled. 2-step drawback, right down the middle. Oh yeah, he knew his receiver was going to be there. That's just good timing. Drop back. Boom, you can't give him that pocket. See, and that's what I do like about him is if you give him just a little bit of room, he will take it. Now, he's not very fast, so he's not going to run all the way downfield, but he's going to get you that first down. Quick drop back, and there it is again. Boom, right down the middle. Same thing. What was that? Oh, right to the house. So, 10, 15 yards? And again, it's not even that he's fast. It's at his size. At 6'4", and in college, he was 220. Currently, he's listed, I think, at about 240. So, with that size and that weight, once he gets his momentum going, he's hard to stop. And there it is again. Yep, just sees the pocket, takes it all the way. Defenders just gave up 2 at the end. Oh, good patience. Good patience. Pocket semi-collapsed. He saw the defense coming down. He knew his wideout was about to get open, and then got him. Ooh, good play fake. Good dump pass. A little off balance, but I still like it. Still got to the tight end. Again, showing his patience. He doesn't really seem to survey or read the field too much. I guess maybe he does it before the snap. I don't know. He's just committed to the plan or the play. But yeah, he knows where the ball's going. Again, he's not even looking. Just boom. That's Tutu Atwell, by the way. If you guys didn't know that, I believe that's Atwell. Oh, it's Fitzpatrick. I'm sorry. He did play with Tutu Atwell though. Yeah, saw him wide open. Got it to him. I just kind of wish he would survey a little bit more. Ooh, right down the middle. That's Atwell. All right, new game. Decent play fake. Again, off balance throw to the tight end. Still found him. Kind of created room for the throw there. A little bit of a drawback. I wouldn't actually say he's got a quick release either. He just seems to have good timing with his receivers, or again, he's just that committed to the play. Oh man, you knew that was going down. Good catch. He just, whoa, okay. Damn, when your QB can just lift up your wideout like that, all right. Good pass. Only the wideout was catching that one. I'm surprised he didn't take off. Oh, but yeah, Atwell again, wide open down the middle. Take it. Good decision. Oh, he's got an arm. Not a strong arm, but he does have an arm. He can get it downfield and accurately. I like what I'm seeing. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I like what I'm seeing. I like his decision making. I do like his arm. I like that he's mobile. Man, this guy, Atwell again wide open. Just man, you ain't catching him. Okay, so this is Anthony Russo, the second quarterback that we selected. Another 6'4", 240-pound quarterback. He is from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Now, I know that he's listed, and even this graphic here is showing him out of Michigan State because that was the last school that he attended and played for. But in reality, I claim him as being Temple because that's where he played. He was at Temple from 2017 to 2020. He had 26 career starts. And again, all his stats are going to pretty much come from Temple. So let's look at his career stats. He did he did have a total of 908 passes, which he completed 543 of those for, 60% completion rate. Total yards, career yards were 6,330 with 44 touchdowns and 32 interceptions. So some pretty good stats again, but most of that, or the majority, I'd say 95% of that is all from Temple, not much at Michigan State. Now, at Temple, his high school, I guess his senior year, I should say, he was invited to the Elite 11 and was an Elite 11 finalist. So he actually went further in the Elite 11 than Jawon Pass did. But I like that both of our QBs were Elite 11 contenders. That speaks highly of both of them. So again, getting back to Temple, now entering into the 2020 season, he was actually named on the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm watch list. But again, in 2020, COVID happened and it kills everything. So his 2020 season, he only got to play a total of 3 games. But in those 3 games, he did throw for 135 passes and completed 92 of those. So it's 68% passer completion rating. He threw 9 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. But again, that was only in 3 games because COVID hit, and he pretty much, for whatever reason, I don't know if he actually caught COVID or just opted out for the remainder of the season, but he did not play. Now, that was his graduate year, so after that, he went ahead and graduated and then transferred and got accepted to Michigan State. Good choice, good school. Unfortunately, he just didn't get to flourish, for whatever reason at Michigan State. He actually lost the quarterback battle to Peyton Thorne, so he was the backup. And even at that, he didn't have great stats. In 2021, he played in a total of 2 games. So not 2 full games, but he played in 2 games. And his stats are pretty much forgettable. He threw 9 passes. He did complete 7 out of 9. But it was only for a total of 43 yards with no touchdowns, no interceptions. So I really can't say that he's out of Michigan State or did great at Michigan State because he obviously didn't have any stats there. Again, most of his stats were at Temple. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the film and let's go ahead and break him down. All right, so let's see what he's got. Okay, quick throw, touchdown. Quick drawback, quick release. I like it. Kind of look like Dak Prescott right there. Dak kind of has that weird off balance on the run type throw. Now, I'm not calling him Dak. That was just kind of Dak-esque. Okay. A wide open tight end. Oh, yeah, you're going to get that all day. Boom. So he can throw. Now, I'm not going to say he's got a cannon, but he can get passes downfield. He tends to float them kind of like that one did. Here's another one. Again, good pass, accurate pass. Found the receiver downfield. Put it pretty much where only he could get it. He just kind of floated that pass a little bit longer than I'd like, but still a good pass. All right, scrambles out a little bit. Yeah, wide open tight end. Way to see him. Oh, man, yeah, that was too easy. He actually overthrew him just a little bit, but all right. Good, accurate downfield pass. Again, my only complaint is that he floats them just a little too long. That one too. I mean, he had a spiral, he had accuracy, just not a lot of zip on that ball, if you know what I mean. But he is putting them, they're catchable. These are very catchable. So any good receiver is going to get all these passes. All right, good downfield pass. He doesn't really panic too much. It looks like he utilizes his pocket, kind of creates room for his passes. Does a good job of getting it, again, where it's catchable for the receiver. Oh, that was a great pass. Over the top, right into the receiver's hands. Oh, wow, I thought he overthrew that for a second, but no, right over the top. Again, floats it just a little bit, but I guess he kind of had to in this case because you don't want to leave it to where the defender's going to get it. Oh, yeah, perfect. Perfect timing on that one. Drop back, boom. So he's pretty quick with it. He likes to stay in the pocket, or at least it seems that way. He's more of a pocket passer, I'll give him that. Just floats it in there. That's a high arc on that throw, but I guess he kind of has to kind of match stride with the receiver. But good job, wide out. Ooh, fight for it. There you go. Nice. Very nice. Very calm pass. I like it. Okay, into traffic. Still found the receiver. Good decision there. Oh, not so good there. First down, yeah, but man, his receiver took a hit. Touchdown over the top. Kind of lobbed it right in there. Boom, yep. There's that arm strength again. I don't know. I can't tell if he's just kind of airing them out or like lobbing them out. Oh, what a great throw. Good spiral, good catch. Oh, did he drop that? He might have dropped that. A little bit of a duck. Still found the receiver there. So, yeah, I don't know if he's just, I don't know, like kind of lobbing or kind of lofting them out there, but I think the hang time on his pass is just a little bit longer than I like. Oh, here we go. He's mobile. Boom. Barely got it in there, but got it in. And again, he is the same size as Jawon Pass. Again, 6'4", 230 to 240 pounds. So if he does get mobile, he's hard to stop. All right, decent play. Didn't panic. Oh, good job. Good shot. All right, so that's the breakdown from both quarterbacks. Again, both have the same frame. I think they both have good arms, but in my personal opinion, if I had to, choose who was going to be QB1, from the start, I'm going to go with Jawon Pass. Again, I just think that he's just a little bit better than Russo, and it's mainly because, and it's probably an obvious reason, again, he's mobile, he's dual threat, so he can keep the play alive, he can create plays on his feet, which, again, I like. And being that it's a new league, new teams, new coaches, new schemes, I think we're going to need that mobility to kind of keep plays alive at the beginning of the season. So we'll see how they both progress. But yeah, I would have to go with Jawon Pass. But I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I missed something, and maybe maybe there's still a quarterback out there that we might consider, should be looking at. But just let me know what you guys think. Now, again, like and subscribe if you like the content. The next videos I'm going to put out, I'm going to be breaking down the offensive skill group, which was the next portion of the draft. So I'm going to be breaking down our running backs, wideouts, and tight ends. So stay tuned for more of that. But I do appreciate you guys watching. Again, this is the 210 Stockyard. I'm Xavier, your host. As always, horns forward and go Brahmas.